Me is an autobiography. It is deeply personal, gossipy, and sometimes naughty, written by a knight who seems to have survived a life at war with others and himself.
For years, I was going to die on stage. I was going to be a musician. I was going to go around the world with David and do philanthropy and stuff like that, but there was no real purpose. And then, of course, the children came into our life, and everything changed.
David Furnish and Sir Elton John have 2 boys, and at David's suggestion, the book was written.
I'm so lucky to have survived all that I've done. The drugs, the health scares, the bad behavior, the self-indulgence, and I've come through it, and I'm 72 years of age, and I'm the happiest I've ever been.
In the 1970s, with lyricist Bernie Taupin, Elton John quickly ascended to stardom.
Are you Elton John without Bernie Taupin?
No, I'm nothing without him, because he starts the whole process off. He gives me the lyrics, and then I write the songs.
Sir Elton was born with a remarkable gift. He could play anything by ear, and when it comes to composing,
Rocketman chronicles life and times of Elton John, how Reginald Dwight became Elton John with the origin of his many classic rock songs, how Elton and Bernie Taupin created many classic rock songs in the 1970s, where films like Bohemian Rhapsody follow a formula. Star is Born stands out by showing fictional characters very human with depth. Yesterday used the premise of The Beatles Never Came to Be in the contemporary world. The way this film stands out as biopics is, one, it's a musical. The second is it fleshes out the character as a flawed human being with a lot of baggage. Connected to this film right away with the opening scene where Elton John walks in and admits his addictions and his flaws, walking to rehab with a devil costume. Off topic, but this film inspired my style of clothing and shades. I used to wear the same type of clothing every day. With the opening scene, Elton John admitting his flaws, admitting his addiction, his rockstar experience, I used to feel the same way with being a comedian in Rosemont High School. And after I finished high school into adulthood, alcoholism got into it very hardcore for 3 years with my best friend. Could have gotten into dangerous drugs that could have killed me, but the principle stopped me. My principle, my values stopped me. Since I made a big change, I've been more sober. His opening scene saying his flaws hit me hard. Some of his addictions I struggled with, and his public image. My nickname is Mr. Blue. I can relate to not being sure people love me for me or my persona. Mr. Blue and Reginald Dwight has the same thing with Elton John. That's the conundrum of fame. You never know if people love you for you or the songs you make. That's not the only thing about the film that I connected with, but it's one of the many scenes I could talk about in this slice of life.
How long is it going to go? That's really up to you. Right now. I know how to speak those. My name is Elton Hercules John. And I'm an alcoholic. And a cocaine addict. And a sex addict. And a bulimic. And also a shopaholic who has problems with weed, prescription drugs, and anger management.
Why are you here now?
Well, my dealer was out of town. I thought this seemed like a good alternative.
Film doesn't glamorize the rockstar image of being in the spotlight. It doesn't show the rockstar as a perfect human being like money biopics do. It shows him as a flawed human being who struggles with his public image. From way more analytical YouTube channels than I have shown what's fictionalized. Exaggerated him singing in public, people levitating when he first sang that actually didn't happen. And when he went to rehab, it didn't happen in the late 80s, it happened more in the 90s. The film uses I Want Love, a relatable song I could connect to, but that didn't actually come out in the 80s, that came out in 2001. As others before me have said, him dating his manager was true. The quick marriage he had with the lady saying "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" ended too soon. While this film doesn't dig deeper into his flaws beyond what I just said, it still digs deeper than a lot of biopics.